All right, everybody. Today we are going to be doing some basic stuff in Excel. We are going to learn about how to input information, do some basic inputting of that. We're going to do headers and footers and stuff. You can see the process for doing that, which is a little bit different than how you do it in Word, mostly because of how Excel operates. So pay attention to that kind of stuff. We're going to be doing lesson 2 and lesson 3 today real quick so that we can knock a few things out and not fall behind this 6 weeks. This grading period, kind of like we did last grading period, was just kind of embarrassing. But for the most part, we're going to talk about good stuff that you should definitely want to know. How'd it go, kiddo? Oh! Oh my gosh, that was really close. Okay, also, if you are watching this, what you can do is a little bit later on, we're going to be doing something with lesson 3, and there is a lesson 3 document, E03 try. That is going to be in your Google Classroom. You see the E03 try right there, and you can download that when that becomes necessary. Oh, I'm still not presenting yet. Holy smokes. In the book is page 361. Page 361 starts us off on lesson 2. All right, so blank Excel spreadsheet. Really good times here. Woo! Okay, so real quick and easy. Saving stuff in Excel, saving your files. Let's go ahead and do a real quick file save here. You go to File. You go to Save As, just like in Word. A lot of stuff you're going to find with Excel, they tried to make it as much like Word as possible. Okay, so go ahead and go down to your, let's go to Browse first. Okay, if you're a student at school or if you have access to your student drive, you remember how to do that. Go down to the local disk or this PC. There it is. Go down to this PC, then scroll down here on the right-hand side. Find your student ID number. If you are doing this from home, you could probably save to the desktop. Okay, the desktop is fine. Or if you want to save to the documents folder, that's also a place that you can do things at. Okay, I'm going to save to the desktop. Let's go ahead and call this last name, first initial, last name space, first initial space, E02 try. So last name, first initial, E02 try. Okay, save it to the location that you want to save it to. Okay, simple and easy. Now you may be saying to yourself, all these boxes that Mr. Lincoln was telling us about yesterday that are called cells, they're really small and I can barely see anything. All right, 2 ways to improve your view. First off, you can use the zoom bar down here. You can grab it and move it. Or you could click the pluses and minuses. The other way to do things is to go to the Control key, scroll in and scroll out. If you scroll up, it goes in and everything is bigger. If you scroll down, everything gets smaller. Finally, you can go to the View tab, of course, and you can change these settings. You can zoom in. You can go to 100%. Okay. You can press zoom. You could choose how big it is you want it, customize 150%. Press enter. Okay. Do whatever you need to get this thing to the size that you need to be able to do to see what you're doing. All right. Now, that is that's page 361. Flip the page, scroll on down, page 362. Entering text and labels. Okay, you're going to be making a lot of tables here, kind of like you did in Word. Tables are just groupings of information. A lot of times tables will have labels at the top, information below it. Okay, labels on the side, information to the right of it. That's usually how these tables are done. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on cell A1. First cell, you might not even have to click on it. It's probably already there. Okay, let's go ahead and put in some information. Let's go ahead and say client survey. Client survey. Now in Excel, if you press tab, it goes to the right. If you press Shift Tab, it goes to the left. Okay? If you press arrow keys, it goes in the direction of the arrow keys. If you press Enter, it goes down to the next cell. If you hold down Shift and press Enter, Shift Enter, it goes up. So Enter goes down, Shift Enter goes up. Tab goes to the right, Shift Tab goes to the left. Okay. Now type in this client. Oh, press Enter twice. Go down to A3. Type in client ID. Now sometimes you want to do something to a square that you're working on, but it's like, as you can see, while you're typing in information into the box, into the cell, look here at the top. All of these choices are all gray now. You can't use hardly anything. Maybe you can change the text color. Maybe you can change the font size. Okay? But for the most part, all your choices are pretty much blocked off, aren't they? Now, if you want to do something, let's say we wanted to do something to A3, some people might be like, well, I'll just click down and then click back up again. That is one way of doing it. Another way, a smart way, is to hold down the Control key and press Enter. Hold down the Control key and press Enter. Now you remain on the same cell that you were working on, and now all of your choices are available to you. And you can make changes like shift changes and like position changes and all kinds of wild, groovy, fun stuff like that. All right, now let's go ahead and go down to A5. Cell A5. Okay, next thing we're going to type in is some information. Let's make this fast, though. I don't want to spend a lot of time typing in a lot of words. That'll just bog us down. Okay, let's type in temp OK, question mark. Press Enter. Type in staff nice, question mark. Press Enter. Type in on time, question mark. Press Enter. Now, the next part, you might think that I'm doing something wrong, but I'm not. Do this on purpose. Okay? Say, explained well, question mark. Press Enter. Now, a cool thing that happens, you can kind of notice, if you start typing in something and it's the same stuff as is in a different cell, it'll give you that little grayed out, filled in version. Okay? It's like, is this what you mean to type in? Because Excel as a program gets a lot of repetitive information. And the programmers basically figured out, hey, you know what would be cool to help everybody out? If we like said, oh, this looks like something you typed in before. You want us to just go ahead and fill that in again? If you press Enter, the same information pops in again. And now the last one on cell A10, offered drink, question mark. Press Enter. Now the book says go to cell E4, and I suppose we could do that. Go ahead and type in A rating, tab, B rating, tab, C rating. Okay. Now, a cool thing that happens whenever you're typing in stuff and you're pressing tab, tab, tab every time you go to the next cell, if you press Enter, it takes you back to the bottom underneath the next cell underneath where you started. So I started off on E4, I went to F4, I went to G4, I pressed Enter, and it drops me back down to E5, underneath where I started typing stuff in. Okay? Now, one of the things that you can do to edit your text, okay? Explained well. Actually, that's not what we wanted to say. We wanted to say explained in advance, okay? So what we can do is we can go up to this formula bar here, and we can click in the formula bar and get over here where it says well, delete that word well and say in advance. The other one. Yeah, that one. Okay? Change it up here in the formula bar, press enter. Okay? Now you're on cell A9. And let's just say we want to do something a little bit different than the book. We want to say, let's do something different. Instead of this thing, which is repetitive, let's do something different. Now, when you're in Excel, you can actually just start typing over the things in the cell, and it'll just immediately replace it. So instead of saying explained well, let's say, were you relaxed? Okay. Press enter. And you don't have to delete anything. You don't have to press delete key, nothing. You just type in new stuff, press enter, poof. Old stuff goes away, new stuff comes in. Okay? All right, now turn the page, 364. Go to cell E5. Okay, type in the word yes. Press enter. Oh man, wait, that's right. This room was like super cold. The temperature wasn't okay. I can't give it an A rating. Go back up to cell E5. Hold down Control, press Z, and it goes away. It undid the thing that we did. Okay. Now you're like, oh wait, no, that was the other hotel. Hold down Control, press Y. It puts the word back. It redoes the thing that you did. So undo and redo are kind of like Word. They work the same way. Control Z and Control Y. Or you can use these two at the top here. This is the undo. This is the redo. Undo, redo. Okay? Now let's say you don't want that. Okay? Let's say we want something different here. Okay? We want to make this look a little bit different. All right, so highlight, click, and hold from E4 all the way to G4. Okay? First off, we're going to make those bold with B for bold. Click it. Now let's say you decide, I don't know about this. Let's say maybe you've decided that you don't like it. Okay? Over here, on the right-hand side, you will find something that says clear. You can click on clear, drop-down menu. There's a couple of choices. Number one, you have clear all. That gets rid of everything. Okay? Number two, you have clear formats. Formats is how the letters and stuff look. If you click on clear formats, it goes back to normal style. Click on clear formats. Notice how the bold goes away. This is really useful when you've done a bunch of different stuff, like you put on a style and you like had some different colors in the background and a different font style, different letter color, blah, blah, blah. You did all kinds of weird stuff and you're like, you know what, I don't like this anymore. Clear that format off. Okay, it just wipes it out. But it leaves the words. Now, the other option is clear contents. Now, watch this. This is kind of funny. I'm going to give this like a color and a background and stuff like that. And I'm going to go to clear, and I'm going to say clear contents. Clear contents takes out the words, but it leaves the formatting. So if you have bad data, if you have bad stuff inside of your boxes and it's like your cells have bad information, you can clear those out. It's like start over, but you still keep the formatting stuff that you had before. Okay? All right, so that is the clear function. That works well. That's really good stuff. Now it's time for headers and footers. And you may be saying to yourself, Self, I know how to do this. This is pretty easy in Word. I need a footer. I'm just going to go down and scroll down until I get to the bottom of the page and do a footer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guess what, folks? Unless you want to scroll down to about like 10,000 lines, there is no bottom to Excel. Okay? There is no bottom to Excel. In order to get to the header and footer, you have to do one of two things. Either you can go to the insert, okay, and you can go to header and footer, or you could change your view. Right now, you are in normal view. Look down here. You are in normal view for your spreadsheet. You can go to this one here, which says page layout. And now you can see how it would look on a page if you printed it. And additionally, you now have access to the header at the top of the page. Okay. And the footer at the bottom. Now, a weird thing happens whenever you click into the header and footer. You're kind of locked into it until you get out of it. Okay? Like, just like when you're inserting stuff into the cells, it's kind of like you can't do like merging and center. You can't do conditional format. You can't do a lot of this stuff while you're clicked into the header cells. Like try and like click up here into the header, scroll up and down. I'm scrolling up and down. I can't do it. It's stuck. Now, if I click off of the header, now I can scroll again. Huh? All right, fine. All right, so click into the header. Notice that you have a left, a center, and a right. Click into the left header. Go ahead and type in your name. First name, last name. You can press tab to get to the next one. Type in BIM 1. Now press tab again, and now you're in the right-hand header column. Now, a fun thing happens whenever you're in header and footer stuff. Notice up here, you got design tools. You can actually click on the design tools, and there's a bunch of things that automatically put stuff in there for you. These things right here, header and footer elements, you can actually get automatic stuff to get put in there. Let's go ahead and click the one that says page number. Okay. Now, it's giving you some squirrely little code here. It says and square bracket page square bracket. Now, click back down into the regular part of the text. And now you notice that there is a 1 because this is page 1. Okay. So if you go back into the header, there's like this text here basically is a code for the Excel spreadsheet to know that it needs to do something special. Okay. Now get in front of this. Go back into the header on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. Get in front of the and sign and page. Do space and say page space. Like type in the word page space in front of the and sign. And that'll put in the word page, and then it'll actually find out what page number you're on, and then it'll display the page number that you're on. Click back down into the regular part of the document. Now it says page 1. Ooh, fancy. Other things about the header and footer. If you click into the header and footer, you can notice that you have a drop-down menu of things that you can say automatically in the header and footer. Okay, there's a whole list of things that you can do here for the header and footer. Okay, and it'll automatically put in all that informational stuff for you. Okay, that is built-in headers and footers and creating your own headers and footers. That was page 365. Good times. Move on. Printing a worksheet. I don't want you guys to do it, but here we go. Go to the File tab. Go down to Print. Now I want you to notice something. Over here at the settings, the very first setting says Print Active Sheet. If you have one spreadsheet page and you're working on that, this is fine. It works great. But for example, I have a spreadsheet that does my attendance, spreadsheet. You guys, I showed you guys this the other day. My little attendance spreadsheet, I do that in Excel. Okay, I have a sheet for each class. Okay, now if I want to print the whole list of all of the sheets, because it's like it's a new week, I have to have new attendance checkers. If you go down, everybody try this out, where it says Print Active Sheets, go ahead and click. There's a drop-down menu. There's Print Active Sheets, but there's also Print Entire Workbook. Okay? If you say Print Entire Workbook, all of the sheets that you have will print out. Now, there's one more to it, but I got to do something real quick. All right, so watch this. We got client survey, we got the questions, and we got the answers. I'm going to highlight just the questions. Okay? And I'm going to go back to File Print. The other one, there's Print Active Sheets, there's Print Entire Workbook, but then there's also Print Selection. And Print Selection basically says, aha, look, just print up the stuff that was highlighted. Okay? Just print up the stuff that was selected. Okay? So there's Print Active Sheets, which shows everything that was on the page. There's Print Entire Workbook, which is all of the sheets in your workbook. And then there's Print Selection. Just print the stuff that is in the squares that were highlighted. Okay? All right, that's print stuff. Good times. Now, everybody, real quick. Ooh, we are running out of time. Go to the Google Classroom. Download that E03 try document. So if you remember how this goes, you got the file, go to the three dots, you say open a new window. You'll get this, and then you got the option to download. Download it. Now keep in mind, Excel kind of locks itself up whenever you are double-clicked into, like whenever you are in the edit mode, whenever you are entering stuff into a cell. Sometimes when you try and open up new spreadsheets or documents or whatever, it gets kind of pissy and mad because it's like, hey, you're already in a cell. I can't do anything until you're out. So just click somewhere else. You know, press escape if you're trying, like if you're typing something in and you don't want to do it anymore. Press escape and you get out of edit mode. All right. So now you should have E03 try. Okay. We have some interesting information in here already. But let's check out this autocomplete thing. We already did the autocomplete thing a little bit. Type in, go to like A12 and type in bag. Once again, autocomplete. You see that it's already trying to fill in information for you. Press tab, type in WHE. See that it's already trying to give you wheat. Press tab. Good times. Okay. Go to Go to cell A13. Right click on it. Notice that there's a thing here that says pick from drop down list. Now, if you've got a really long spreadsheet, but it's like mostly the same stuff typed in over and over again, if you go to pick from drop down list, it gives you a list, a short list of all of the things that have been typed in. So like if you have like 8,000 entries and like it's always the same 5 things, but it's like the last time you used the one that you had before was like 1,000 entries ago, you don't want to scroll up to 1,000 entries. You just want to like do that little thing, right click, pick from a list, and then you got the list of the 5 options or 6 options or whatever it is. Okay, click on Panini. Hey, automatically it's in there. Woohoo! Okay. Now, once again, if you are doing Google Docs because you have no choice, this option might not be available to you. Google Docs is kind of like a, remember, it's a lightweight program. It is not very specialized in many ways. It's not very handy in like a lot of ways and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Now, autocorrect options. Okay, first off, everybody go to review. Notice that there is a spell checker here, just like there is in Word. Okay. Now, if you click on the spell checker, sometimes you'll find stuff. It's like, hey, first name, what? Yeah, let's change that. Change first name. Now, you can say change or change all. If you ever find it again, it'll change all of them. Okay. Change all. Change the last name to last space name. Sure, change that one too. Panini. Oh, there's way too many N's in Panini on that one. Okay. Change it. Change all of them because we got a bunch of Paninis in there. So change all of them at the same time. You want to check at the beginning? Sure, do it. Go for it. Oh, look, quantity. Quantity with no I in between the 2 T's. That's bad. Change it. Aha, spell check complete. You're good to go. Yay. Okay, another thing that you can do, you can always go to File. If there's something that needs to be fixed on a more frequent basis, you can always go to File. You can go to Options. Proofing. Just like in Word, you got your autocorrect options to allow you to automatically change things. Okay? And if you have a word that you need to like always fix, like a lot, you can say a space lot. Okay? Or you have the word a lot, changing it to a space lot. Okay? You can always do that, add it in. Okay? If you're one of those people that's like, I don't need this correction, it's like I want it to be this way, you could delete an entry if you feel like it. But remember, the things that you do to this file, they don't just file this file. It's like this is only for this computer. So it only works for this computer. It's like on other computers, it won't do the same thing. Okay? All right. So that's pretty much everything in lessons 2 and 3. You will have an assignment to do. I will post that up tonight-ish. And tomorrow in class, if you're coming into class, you can do it. Or if you are a person who is an online learner, you will have the option to do it online yourself. And that's going to be due this weekend. Okay, it's going to be a real quick assignment. Now, don't forget, we also have Word of the Day, Quote of the Day tomorrow. So, I recommend if you are a person who does not have Excel at home, because you didn't have Word at home, you might want to do this in school people. Okay? But if you, because you can always do Word of the Day, Quote of the Day, like on your phone or like from like easily from any other computer. Okay, so let's go ahead and make that happen, Captain. And we will see everybody later. Thanks for coming in.